Who will tell the prayer? Hare Krishna. Shall I stay?
Mataji, can I say Mataji?
Yeah.
1 minute, Mataji. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीपदकमलं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुरागान्वितं
Tam sajivam
साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादां श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका
नमोस्तुते
गौरांगी
राधे
वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
Hare Rama, Hare
राम राम हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
Dandavat pranam. So now we are in the, by the way, today Damodara month started. All of you know what is Damodara month? You all know the story. You all know Kartik Masam is what we call in North India. That is what we start from Amavasya to Amavasya. But in South India, they calculate from Paurnami to Paurnami. This month is called Damodar Mas because this is the, all of you know the story of Damodar, no? Dam means, you know, Dam means thread. Udar means waist. You know the story when Yasoda Mata got angry with Krishna and tied a rope to his waist and then in turn tied it to one crushing stone. And you know the story, no?
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, that incident happened in this month. So this is supposed to be a very sacred month. So this month, whatever bhakti we do, it will have multiple effect. That means 2-3 times effect will come. So it's very important we do bhakti in this month. So the more chanting we should do more classes and we should talk about bhakti more. So it starts from today. And every day before sunrise, we have to get up, take bath and pray to Krishna. Light a lamp before Krishna and Tulsi Mata. And similarly, evening also at sunset, we should put a lamp before Krishna and Tulsi Mata and sing, not sing, but at least play Damodara Ashtakam. Okay? So that is Damodara month. Right, next. Now coming back to our class. Now we are in the 9th chapter. The name of the chapter is The Most Confidential Knowledge. So this talks about, this is the total, there are 18 chapters and the middle 2 chapters are 9 and 10. So that is the middle 6 are Bhakti Yoga, and in the middle 6, the middle 2 are 9 and 10, and we are talking about the 9th chapter. That is the most confidential knowledge. What is the confidential knowledge? That is nothing but Bhakti. We are talking about Bhakti. So, in the first to third, Krishna has explained the importance of pure Bhakti. And then 4th to 10th, how different energies of Krishna functions to create and to maintain this material world. So we all know that this material world is created because of the energy of Krishna. So we will know how it is created. And from 11th to 25th, Krishna describes who are the different types of worshippers of Lord Krishna. That is where we have discussed about the demigods. And we have discussed that if you do demigod worship, we will go to their planet. Whereas if you worship Krishna, we will go to his planet. So it's always better to worship the highest power rather than going to a lower power and then slowly increasing. So if you get onto the Krishna's planet, that is the Goloka, we need not undergo any more cycle of birth and death. So all this we can do when we only understand the magnanimity of Krishna. So foolish people disrespect Krishna when Krishna descends to this world as another human beings. But intelligent people only understand him as Krishna. So today in this also, the last 9 slokas, that is 26 to 34, is Bhakti section. In 9th also, the last 9 slokas talk about the Bhakti section, which are very, very important. So now we'll go to the Jitesh, will you read this? Jitesh? Hare Krishna.
I read Mataji. Can I?
Jitesh, can you read this?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Pushpam फलं तोयं यो मे भक्त्वा प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम् स्नानं प्रयतात्मनः.
Meaning. Read the meaning.
Yes, translation. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is a sloka from SSP 4, and all of you know this sloka. All of you know this sloka. But while understanding this sloka, we have to be very, very important. Normally, what is the meaning of this sloka translation? It says, if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Basically, we human beings, we have a tendency. When somebody says something or when we hear something, we just take from it what is comfortable to us, what is convenient to us. The other things we simply leave it off. That way, in this translation also, what we take, if one offers to me, that with love is something what we always forget. With love and devotion, we forget. What we take, if one offers me a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept. So what is that we do? We everyday morning, okay, as a ritual or as a routine, we keep praying to Krishna. We just put a glass of water a tulsi leaf or a flower or a fruit, and say, fine, this is what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. He just wants these four. So I have offered one to all four of them or one or two of them. And then we happily enjoy everything. We wear the best clothes available. We stay very comfort, and we eat. We every day we cook a very good sweet for us or a very good spicy dish every day. So that way we keep enjoying. And when it comes to Krishna, what is that we do? We simply offer this four and keep quiet. See, that is not what he is saying. Here, when he says, offer this four, the most important words here are with love and devotion. And as I said, every day we prepare so many items and eat and enjoy many items. When there's a festival, now Dasara festival has come and gone. So what is that we did? All of us bought new clothes and then all of us wore. How many of us, before wearing the clothes, kept the clothes before Krishna and said, Krishna, these are for you, not for me? Or say, Krishna, see, I am so thankful to you for giving me these beautiful clothes. Did any one of us say? No. None of us say. We comfortably, buy very, very beautiful clothes and wear. And on festival day, we prepare so many things and eat. And we, okay, in a small bowl, we might go and put it. But here what is important is, whenever we cook something, eat something, get something, the consciousness in the mind that this I got because of the blessing of Krishna, because of the mercy of Krishna, that thankful feeling is what is very, very, very important. So here Krishna says, and say, why did Krishna say you offer me a leaf, flower, fruit or water? Because if suppose Krishna says you offer me chapan bhog every day, 50 items every day, what will happen? It's very difficult. So then we'll feel the pain. We will not like to serve anything to him. And also, rich people, okay, somehow they might do. But people, those who cannot afford serving him, what will happen? They will feel very bad. Arey, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, daily serve me chapan bhog. I am not able to serve. That kind of a feeling we'll have when they cannot afford to serve. But so Krishna says, don't strain yourself thinking I have to serve something great to Krishna and try to do something beyond your capacity. You have to do as per our capacity only. The day when we have nothing in the house, we may not have anything in the house. A poor man may not have anything to eat, but he will have water, no? He will drink water, no? Without drinking water, he cannot survive. So the same water, first offer it to Krishna and say, Krishna, thank you very much for giving at least this water. I am very happy. And then anybody can put a tulsi plant in the house and just bring one leaf and then offer it to Krishna. So that way, that is the gratefulness, what is important. The consciousness with which we are serving Krishna, the love which we have on Krishna. With that, if you do, Krishna is ready to take. He doesn't look for something very, very elaborate. Why? See, suppose I have 10 items in my house to eat, and whenever I want, I am eating. If I go to my neighbor's house to pick up something, and if they offer also, I'll say, no, thank you. Just for modesty, I may take one piece. But I will not get tempted. I have so many things in my house. Why will I get tempted? I will not get tempted. Similarly, Krishna doesn't want anything from us. So what is that Krishna wants from us? Is simple love and devotion. That's all he wants. And so this sloka, it indicates that love is the only qualification to perform bhakti. So what is the meaning of bhakti? Bhakti means when we offer something to Krishna, we offer it for the pleasure of Krishna, not for thinking, okay, if I offer 10 items today to Krishna, Krishna will be very happy. Then I can ask him for one very good video game. That kind of way, give and take relation. He doesn't like. Just offer it. Why are we offering? For the happiness of Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna. So what he is looking for us is uninterrupted bhakti. Means it does not stop. That means we do bhakti regularly under any circumstances. Normally, we have to be frank to ourselves. What is the bhakti we are doing? Many of us are doing chanting. But how are we doing? Suppose we have five works a day. What is that we are doing? We are putting our chanting as the fifth work. But then what happens? By the time we finish 4 works, the day is gone. Or by the time we finish the 3 works, the day is gone. So the chanting never happens. Suppose we put it as the number 1 work. What happens? The chanting is done. That means we are giving priority to the happiness of Krishna. So then what happens? The chanting process which we are doing will not get interrupted. So under any circumstances, first do chanting, and then are we not eating every day? Whatever work pressure we have, we eat something, no? So that way we have to give utmost priority to serving Krishna, to offering Krishna. Sometimes Krishna, when we have lot of riches, it might be negative also, disqualification also. Because when the moment we become rich, we become very proud. We'll think, I am very rich, I have a lot of things. Okay, I'll offer it tomorrow to Krishna. Why will we think like that? Because we are not in a hurry to get something in return from Krishna. So immediately we will reject Krishna. Not reject Krishna, we will not remember Krishna. So it becomes a disqualification. When we are into a lot of problems, then we will remember Krishna more. So whenever we have a problem, we should not think that why this problem for me. What we should think is, yes, I got a beautiful opportunity to serve Krishna. That is how we should take it. And Krishna doesn't differentiate between a poor man or a rich man. So a simple life, like a simple life means, even though there are great people who are great, very rich people, but they use their richness, okay, as long as they go for business, they use their richness, means they go in a luxurious car, they have big building, they do their business. But all the money they are earning, they don't use it for their personal benefit. They use it for the society or for spreading Krishna consciousness. The moment they come home, they live a very simple life. Why? Because only when we live a simple life, we won't become proud. The moment we start enjoying the luxuries, it is endless. The way what we always discuss today, I have 2 new clothes. Tomorrow when I will look for, suppose I have 10 new clothes, I look for the 11th one. Suppose if I know that I cannot afford more than 2 to 3 clothes, washing, wearing one spare, that way. I will not look for a 4th cloth. So the moment we are very rich, our mind goes on to the further richness, further enjoyment. So like, and Krishna accepts everything, whatever we have, anything. If whatever best we have should be first given to Krishna. The way Kuchela, what did he give? He gave pounded rice, because that's all he had. That also he didn't have. His wife bought it from the next house and gave it to him. And when Krishna came for Raivaram before the what you call this, before this Kurukshetra war, Krishna came to Krishna wanted to do some compromise between Kauravas and Pandavas. So he came to Hastinapura, where the Duryodhana was staying. So after doing Raivaram and everything, compromise, nothing happened. So evening, Duryodhana wanted to exhibit his richness. So he made very elaborate arrangements for Krishna to stay there, because he wanted to please Krishna. He wanted somehow to get Krishna onto his side, or he wanted to show his richness. But he refused. Krishna didn't want to use all that. Instead, he went to the house of Vidura. Who is Vidura? He is the younger brother of Dhritarashtra and Pandurasu. He is a very simple man, a great devotee of Krishna. So Krishna said, no, I don't want any luxurious stay here. What I want is love and affection. So he went to the house of Vidura and he stayed there. So that is what will Vidura offer? He will only offer patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. A simple food he will offer. And so what is bhakti? Bhakti is nothing but expressing our happiness, our gratefulness to Krishna. When will we do? We will remember our boss in the office. Why? Because if we just ignore him, he will simply remove us from the job. The moment we are removed from the job, finish. We won't have anything. So we are afraid of the boss. That way, we should always remember that it is Krishna who is giving everything to us. Okay, next. This sloka looks very simple, but it has got a very, very inner meaning, lot of inner meaning. Never think that we can offer these 4 items to Krishna and enjoy for ourselves. Okay, 27 sloka. Who will read? Yeah, Harshit, not Harshit. Rohan.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad.
Hare Krishna.
Yet pasyasi kaunteya tat parishwa madarpanam. Translation: whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you walk or give away, and whatever ostras you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So whatever we do, we have to say, before doing it, we have to think that we are offering to Krishna. We should never think that we are doing it for our happiness or for ourselves. And anything, see, the way Krishna has told in the previous sloka, anything we have, anything we do, first offer it to Krishna. That means we have to express our gratitude or grateful feelings to Krishna. Suppose it is like this. It's not that Krishna has asked us to prepare something. If we understand that Krishna wants this, so immediately we will go and do it. Krishna wants it, I have to give it. And we go to the market, get all the ingredients and then cook it. Before offering it also to Krishna, it is as good as it's an offered food. Because why are we cooking it? We are cooking it for the pleasure of Krishna. So it means that we have already offered it to Krishna. So anything, whatever we are doing for the pleasure of Krishna, while doing itself, it becomes an offering. And on the other hand, normally what we do, we never think like that. What we do is, today what do I want to eat? Today I want to, yesterday I ate gulab jamuns, very good. Today I'll eat kesari, sweet. So whatever my mind says, eat this, that I cook. I cook that, and that I offer it. I offer it to Krishna before eating. Anyway, at least you are offering it to Krishna before eating, that's good. But this offering is different from the offering we are doing in the previous thing. The previous one we are doing for the pleasure of Krishna. Even though I took the example of a eatable, we can take the better example is chanting. Why are we doing chanting? Chanting we are not doing for getting a benefit back from Krishna. We are doing it because Krishna loves us to do chanting. That way, whatever we do, we should do it for the pleasure of Krishna. Otherwise, daily what we do, we cook our food for our pleasure. And as a duty, because everybody says you have to offer it to Krishna, we are offering. that becomes a duty. There is no love or devotion in it. And even though that's also bhakti, even though that is also bhakti, but that is not pure bhakti. Only what is discussed in Sloka 26 is called pure bhakti. Uh, like, uh, like we have a lot of money. What is that we have to do with the excess money we have? We should not accumulate it. Okay, I have this house, I have this bank balance, all this is for my life enough. That's where we should stop. And the excess money we earn, we have to use it for spreading of Krishna consciousness in the society, or any good for the society, or something like that. We should not think, okay, this money, this luxury is for me. Let me do this one for my children. Then the excess, more than that, whatever I have, let me do it for my grandchildren and the grandchildren. That way, we spread it for 7 generations. That is not correct. Okay. 28. Sagana, would you read? Sagana? Sri Sagana? Hare Krishna. Okay, Dikshit, you can read 28.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandat Pranam. Can I read Mataji Rohan?
Yeah, whoever, one of you read.
Shubha Shubha Palayat Evam Moksha Se Karma Bandhanaiha Sanyasa Yoga Yuktatama Vimukto Bam Upashyasi. Translation: in this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in the principle of renunciation, you will be liberated to come to me. Hare Krishna Mataji Dandot Pranam. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So what Krishna is telling? Krishna is telling, till now he said you offer it. So Krishna is telling the result of offering to Krishna. So this way means, this way if you start offering, you will be freed from bondage of work. See, why are we, see, when we are eating food, why are we asked to offer it to Krishna? Because it is something given to us by Krishna. If you don't offer it to Krishna, we become thieves. That means, thief means you are liable to somebody. That means there is a bondage that has happened between the other person and ourselves. So here, when we are like, you tell your father that, Father, I have taken this 10 rupees from your purse, and then I am buying a pencil. Nothing wrong. It's good. And say, thank you, Father, for giving me the pencil. Instead, the same pencil you might buy for a good purpose only. But you just go without telling your father, just take the 10 rupees and buy. You cannot say that this is also I am taking from my father, that also I am taking from my father. And in both the cases, I am using it for a good purpose only. Why should I tell my father? That is wrong. You should tell, because your father is giving you the 10 rupees. You should be grateful to your father and say thanks to him. That is nothing but offering. If you say like that, you are not becoming liable to him. Okay, so that way. So that way it will happen. So here, with your mind fixed on me, that is Krishna, in the principal renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. So whatever you are doing, if you keep your mind on Krishna and do, then one will go back to Krishna. Jitesh? Hare Krishna, Jitesh.
Yes, Mataji. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me desho chitina priya ya bhajante to mam bhaktiya miyate tu shoka. Translation: I envy no one, nor Am I practical? No. Partial to anyone.
Partial to anyone.
I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is Krishna? This is a very, very important sloka. This sloka, this today, all the slokas, whatever we are discussing are very important slokas in Bhagavad Gita. So this sloka 29th is also one of the very important sloka. If one, I envy no one. Krishna doesn't feel jealous of anything, anybody. Why will we feel jealous of somebody? See, normally we feel jealous of a lot of people. The simple logic for feeling jealous is very simple. When we accept that they are above us, that they are more than us, that jealous comes. We never feel jealous of a beggar on the road. We never feel jealous of a friend who failed in the class. With whom do we feel jealous? We feel about a friend who comes in a very posh car, or we feel jealous on a friend who comes first in the class. That means we feel jealous only with somebody who is superior to us. So why will Krishna feel jealous on anybody? Not required. So he says, I am no one, I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. Why will Krishna be partial to anyone? See, we all know that we are all children of Krishna. He is our father. Is your parents partial to you? No. Based on the circumstances, at one time, they might be more favorable to you. The other time, they might be more favorable to your sister or brother. But as a whole, if you see, they are not partial to you. Okay, that way Krishna also is our father, so he will not be partial to us. I am equal to all. For all of us, Krishna is the same. This also we should have to be very clear. See, in us, there are very serious devotees, very great devotees. Some people who hate God, some people who does not go God. In spite of that, does Krishna show any difference? He does not show any difference. He gives the same aid to everybody. He gives the same water to everybody. Everything. He gives the same. That means he treats everybody equally. Whatever we are doing to him is immaterial. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. That word devotion is very important. So, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend in me, and I am also a friend to him. So here, on one hand, Krishna is telling, I am equal to all. On the other hand, Krishna is telling me, whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend to me. If he is treating everybody as one, how can we say he is a friend to me and I am a friend to him? That is what is important. We have to understand. This is a very important sloka which we have to remember and understand. So, suppose the example is, your teacher is there in your class. See, when your teacher tells a lesson, the same lesson it taught to everybody in the class, right? The same lesson. There is no difference between her teaching towards anybody. Suppose there are 30 children in the class, whatever she is teaching, all the 30 children get it. Some students who are very studious and who are very enthusiastic, they after the class go to the student, go to the teacher and ask their doubts, and they learn in more detailed, and teacher will naturally be little inclined to them. Oh, these people are more interested. They are more interested in learning. So let me put put one more thought and teach something better in the class. That way she will think. And the others also, some they will just listen to the class, and then okay, whatever the teacher has told is what it is. And some more children will be there, can be there, who will be very reckless. So instead of all that, in spite of all that, the teacher gives the same lesson to everybody. But just based on the response the children are giving, the teacher will be inclined to one. So this is what it is. For a teacher, all are same. But based on the devotion we are doing, the student becomes more mentally, the teacher will be more attached to the student. So some people come to the class just because their parents say you have to go and study, and some people will come with lot of interest. So naturally that teacher will show interest. It is not that the teacher is bad or the teacher is teaching more to the studious teacher. It all depends on how we are responding to the teacher. Based on our response, the teacher responds. So here also, based on our response, Krishna responds to us. So here Krishna also, what he does, we all know that Krishna sanctions our desires. And how when we start doing some devotion and earn some positive bhakti, so because of that Krishna sanctions. But to a real devotee, he does not behave like a Paramatma. He becomes a Bhagavan. Bhagavan means he gives everything, and that means he gives everything to his devotee. So the simple example is here, the way the teacher does. Suppose there are some rich parents, and they do a lot of charity wherever and whoever comes, they see do they require something, they check and then they give. But they might be genuinely doing charity to all the children around. But when it comes to serving their own children, will they not show a little bit of specialty? They'll definitely do more to the children. That way, Krishna also does more to a person who is more intimate to him. Like it is like this. The example what Prabhupada has taken is, we can take the devotee as a gold and Krishna as a diamond. So if the gold is there, just a simple gold ring, okay, it will look simple. And the diamond just kept there, it will look like that. Only when the diamond is put into the gold ring shines beautifully and the purpose is solved. The together is very beautiful. So that way, the sloka, very important sloka, we have to understand that even though everybody is same for Krishna, he will definitely love more who does more devotion to him wholeheartedly. Okay, we have discussed very much on this palam pushpam palam, patram pushpam param toyam. So like that, the way we have to do devotion is what is very important. 30. Harshit, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Api chetu sudaracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hi saha. Translation. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination.
Yeah. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in determination. Here our question is, does it mean that if a devotee does a mistake, Krishna is going to excuse them? It is not like that. See, a devotee means he knows what is good, what is bad. He knows what is to be done and what is not to be done. So why will he do something mistake? He will not do. In case he does a mistake, it will be accidentally or incidentally. That means, suppose he goes and tries to pluck flowers, and when he is going, maybe he has not seen, and he has put his leg on a dog sleeping there or on a frog there. So, and it might die. That means, has it done it purposefully? No. It was an accidental and it just happens. And suppose we are trying to cook some food while cooking, we are cutting some vegetables. There can be an insect in it which will get cut. It is just an incidentally it happened. So that is, if such a devotee does such kind of a thing, but purposeful means thinking like there are mosquitoes in the house. So the mosquitoes are biting us. So we try to kill the mosquito when it comes and bites. But here, what should be the attitude of a devotee? We should take care that the mosquitoes don't come into the house. Not that you just leave everything open, and after the mosquitoes come in, take a bat, and then wherever the mosquito is there, go and keep playing around and killing it. That is something bad. So how should he protect himself? He has to protect himself. How should he protect himself? He has to keep his house neat. He has to keep the environment neat, and he should close the doors properly and make sure the mosquitoes don't come in. And then by mistake, if some mosquito comes and bites him, that he can kill. That is, the purpose is what is important. Whereas doing it for the sake of fun, not maintaining the house, having lot of insects in the house and killing them, that is something very bad. So he says, if that is how it is happening, Krishna is considered him as a sadhu. So here we have to understand, if one's intention is to please Krishna and perform bhakti, Krishna will definitely be pleased. Accidentally do a mistake while doing this process. The way I gave an example of stamping on something while plucking flowers is an accident. So Krishna will excuse us. A devotee wanted, so like example, if you take a devotee wanted to give a Bhagavad Gita to his friend, and his friend has asked for a Bhagavad Gita. So he takes all the pain carrying the Bhagavad Gita and going at doing it. That gives lot of good result. And or accidentally, if somebody wants to give some Bhagavad Gita to somebody, I'm just going on the road. Okay, so give it to me. I'll hand it over. I'm not putting in any extra effort, but I am doing it. That is incidentally. Then also some benefit is there, because whether you have put in any energy or not, because of your action, somebody has benefited. So it will be there. First case, the result will be very good, where we purposefully go and do a good thing. Second case, we do it casually, but we do a good thing. Similarly, sinful activities also, are we intentionally doing it? We have to kill all these people, mosquitoes. That way are we thinking, or trying to kill some mosquitoes which are coming and hurting us? So here the intention is what is very important. 31. Go on.
Hare Krishna Mataji Sarvatrinam Api Chetu Dudarayo Bhajate Mam Ananya Bhaka Sadhur Eva Samat Mantavya Samayaga Vyasvasti Saha. Translation.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you're showing the same.
No, 31 you have to read.
Ma'am, Mataji, you are showing.
Oh, I'm not fine. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Jitesh.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Nigachyati Kauteya Pratithani Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Translation. He quickly becomes righteousness and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So here we are talking about the mistakes which a devotee does. So here what happens is, a devotee, as I told you, he knows what is good, what is bad. So he cannot continuously do the same mistake. Something bad. He He by accident he might do something bad, and then he will revert back. What is that I have done today? I'm supposed to help my friend in the class, and I just refused. I know the answer. My friend has asked. I said, I'm not telling you. There is something bad. Why did I do like this? I should not do. So immediately he will go to his friend's house and say, sorry friend, you asked me for help. I will do it. That way he will immediately repent. He will think, because he knows what is good and what is bad. So he will again become righteous and attains lasting peace. So, when somebody says you have done this mistake, if you are a real genuine person, we should never say, no, I have not done it. This mistake has happened because of so and so has done so and so. Because of that, I had to do this mistake. That we should never say. So if there is a mistake, first thing is you confess, saying sorry, I have done the mistake. When you asked me for help, I was very harsh with you. I am extremely sorry. And you need not even tell why you said like that. After rectifying the problem, when everything becomes cool, then you can say, see, basically that time I had some stomach pain, so I could not stay in the school. So I was very harsh with you. But initially, you should not say like that. And we should feel bad for the mistake we have done and rectify it. And the most important thing is, never ever repeat it. Say sorry, tomorrow do the mistake. Again say sorry, next day do the mistake. What is the purpose of saying sorry? There is no purpose of saying sorry. Okay. And also similarly, when somebody praises us, we should never become proud, because the moment we become proud, the humbleness in us goes away. We have to, when somebody praises, we should immediately think, no. These people are praising me. I'm not that great. I have done this mistake. I should not forget that I am not that great. And I am also a normal human being who is doing mistakes. So let me not become proud. Let me be very humble. That way you should always remember the mistakes you have done and try to be humble rather than getting very proud because of the praises whatever we are receiving. And whenever we fail, there will be a lot of people who help us. The first thing is we have to be very grateful who have to the people who have brought us out from the grief. That is very important. And if you just forget somebody who has helped us and then find faults with them, there is no excuse for them at all. So never ever be ungrateful to somebody who has helped you. It's like, and we should always be very conscious of what we are doing. Like all of us know Ajamil's story. See, while before his death, even though he was a bad man, he chanted the name of Narayana and he got rid of all his mistakes. But he did his mistakes for unmindfully. Even then, that's not right. But so he has to again rebuild all his devotion for 13 years. That is the second chance he got. But suppose he was thinking, let me enjoy my life now. I know that if I chant Hare Krishna mantra at the time of death, I will go back to God. So now I will enjoy and tomorrow I will chant. So when you know that what you are doing is wrong, and when you think that later I can rectify this mistake by doing this, that is a very, very big sin. So we should never think like that. The moment we know that what we are doing is wrong, never think that Krishna will excuse us by tomorrow if you do prayer to him. We should never forget one thing. Krishna, we can cheat the people around us, but we can never cheat Krishna because he is inside and he knows every thought that is going in us. And then we can never exploit Krishna. So whom can we cheat? We can cheat somebody who does not know our mind. But Krishna knows everything. He knows all the thoughts that are running in the mind. And Krishna also, and here in this sloka, Krishna is telling, O son of Kunti, that is Arjuna, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So he is not telling that I'm declaring that my devotee never perishes. But he's telling Arjuna, you declare. Why is he telling? Because Krishna, there are many incidents when Krishna has gone back on his word for the benefit of his devotee. But if his devotee says something, Krishna will stand by that word. If Arjuna says, I am taking a oath that I will do this by tomorrow, Krishna takes the responsibility of that, and then he does. That way, suppose Krishna says, like the best example is in the Kurukshetra war, Krishna took a promise that he will not fight. But when Bhishma was very severely hurting Arjuna, and when Arjuna could not fight back Bhishma, Krishna got a doubt that Bhishma might kill Arjuna. Then immediately he left off all his oaths or all his words, and then he got up to fight against Bhishma. Then Bhishma is also a devotee. He said, no, Krishna, you are not supposed to fight. Stop. That way, Krishna will go back on his word for the sake of his devotee. But if the devotee gives a word, Krishna takes the responsibility and then fulfills. Like when Abhimanyu was killed, Arjuna's son was killed, then Arjuna takes a oath that, what is the name of that man? Whoever has killed Abhimanyu, Krishna has taken a oath that by tomorrow night, evening, if I don't kill him, I am going to stop fighting. And then he takes the oath and goes and sleeps. Then Krishna is under tension. How did he take this? If he just cannot kill and he leaves everything and goes, the war will stop. How can it happen like that? No. Krishna was taking the tension because he gives a lot of importance to his devotees' words. That's why Krishna is telling, oh Arjuna, you tell it on my behalf. That way. So here he is telling incidentally false. Incidental faults means they are inherited faults. That means they are earned in this life because of the bad habits we have, or because of the environment around us, or because of lack of knowledge. We develop a lot of faults, bad qualities. Those things Krishna can excuse, and we also can come out of it. And after becoming a devotee, what happens is, because of the habits what we had previously, we get tempted to do that. That kind of things Krishna always corrects. But inherited faults will come by birth, which cannot be changed. But the defects, they are mentally or physically, it is very difficult to change. Okay, 32. Pushkar, would you like to read?
Mataji, I'll read Mataji.
Oh, Pushkara?
Sagana Mataji.
Sagana, okay, read.
Mam hi parta vyapastriyatya epi supapanyonyaha striyo vaisyastata sudras tepi yanti param gatim. Translation: O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Sudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. O son of Partha, those who take shelter in me, though they are of lower birth, women, Vaisyas, and Sudras, can attain the supreme destination. Why is he telling that those who have taken the lower birth? It is, but still Krishna is giving them the supreme destination, because Krishna doesn't differentiate between any living being, whether it is a woman or a Vaisya or a Sudra. For Krishna, there is no difference. It is only, the difference is only given in the Vedas, that the four varnas are formed, where they said the Brahmins are highest, next Kshatriyas, next Vaisyas, and next Sudras. And so, and the women normally they are not given anything, but they take the varna which goes as per their quality. So Krishna here very clearly saying, because These three also can reach the lotus feet of Krishna if they are real devotees. Krishna doesn't differentiate at all. So this sloka is important because we might think that he is untouchable, or he is this caste, he is that caste, or it is a lady, or it's a handicap, they are all lower. That kind of all the thoughts are there in human beings or in living beings. But for Krishna, it just doesn't make any difference. For him, whoever is a devotee is what is important. This sloka gives the broad-mindedness of our religion. It gives the broad-mindedness of Krishna. Krishna considers everybody same. For him, there is no difference. Like a lot of people criticize Hinduism, saying you have a lot of varnasrama, you have sudras, you have untouchables. They are not there in our scriptures. They are not. Bhagavad Gita never says that such things are there. They are not there. All these things are man-made, man-created. So here it is so clear in this that Krishna gives the ultimate destination, even though we are a woman or a Sudra or a Vaisya. Because the spirit soul, we means what is it? It is the spirit soul. We have some activities as material bodies and different activities as spirit soul. Krishna says one should not be differentiated. That like the spirit soul, there is no gender for spirit soul. There is no caste for the spirit soul. Spirit soul can be a female or male. In one birth it becomes a male. In the next birth it can become a female, and a female can become a male, or a Brahmin can become a Sudra can become a Brahmin, a human being can become a fish can become a human being. Anything it can happen. It is not the fish becoming human being. It is the spirit soul taking that material life. Krishna says one should never be differentiated by the material appearance. No disqualification for the nature, for the material nature. There is no disqualification at all. The process of Krishna consciousness is so powerful. If one takes the shelter of Krishna, of a devotee, not even Krishna, we need not take the shelter of devotee. Sorry, Krishna, we can take the shelter of a devotee and practice correctly. That means the devotee has to guide us correctly. Even if he is from a dog-eater family, he becomes a Vaishnava. Who is a Vaishnava? A Vaishnava is above Brahmin. That means a Brahmin is a Brahmin by virtue of his birth or by virtue of his birth. But a Vaishnava is by by virtue of his practices. That means when Prabhupada has gone to US, they are all, who are they? All his devotees. They had no ethics in life. They had no house. What their work is, just eat, take some drugs, and then keep drinking and keep moving on the road. No taking bath also. That kind of a dirty life they have led, in spite of which they become Vaishnavas. They become the greatest devotees of Srila Prabhupada and hence the devotees of Krishna. And they developed a lot of devotees. And many people who approached them also became Vaishnavas. So what is important is taking the shelter of a devotee is very important. Our material status does not impress Krishna. If you are say, I am very rich, what rich? When we compare to the richness of Krishna, what is our richness? Is it comparable at all? No. So only bhakti is the only thing that impresses Krishna. So what we have to do is only bhakti. We always think that I am enjoying this. I have this beautiful house. I have this beautiful saree. I am enjoying. But we should understand that it is not we who is the enjoyer. The only enjoyer here is Krishna. And here only the material temporarily is enjoying. Like they say the Bhumata, when we say this property belongs to me, it laughs. Arey, how many lakhs of people before you have come and said this belongs to me? Where are they all? All have gone. Now you are saying it belongs to you. After some time, you are not there. So somebody else will own the property. That way it thinks. So we have to understand that nothing is ours here. And so so we should always think that we are the servants of Krishna, and we change from birth to birth. That is what we have to be very conscious, and we have to be very clear that our birth does not stop us from going back to Krishna consciousness. Sorry, Krishna, lotus feet of Krishna. It is only our practices, our devotion, which takes us back to Krishna. Okay, 9.33. Pushkar, will you read? Can you read?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you.
Kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajasaya tatha antyam asukham lokam in mantrapya bhajasva mam.
Asukam lokamimam pasya bhajasvamam. Okay, read the meaning. Yeah.
How much more this is so of writers, Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly kings, therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service to me.
How much more this is so of the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to the temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. So here Krishna is telling, we always think that in the previous sloka we talked about the Vaishyas, Sudras, women going back to the lotus feet of Krishna. Here he is talking about the other two, the Kshatriyas and the Brahmins. Here, when those three are going, then what will we think? Oh, when those three are going, the Brahmins and Kshatriyas will automatically go. Will they automatically go? Provided they are devotees. Only if they are devotees, they also will go. So when it comes to going back to Krishna, there is no difference. Who is it? Whoever does devotion will go back to Krishna. Based on our previous life's activities, one takes birth, which can be overcome by the life's activities, by the activities in this life. Okay, that is how. And now we are going to the 34th sloka, the most important sloka. Why I am saying the most important sloka is this 34th sloka. All of you know this sloka. All of you can repeat this sloka. Just remember one thing. This is out of all the Bhagavad Gita slokas, this is the only sloka which was repeated twice. This sloka is repeated in the 18th chapter again. Yeah, Harshit, you want to read? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktevam atmana matparayanaha. Translation: engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, Krishna, whatever he has told, all these things, he is giving an abstract of this. This is the conclusion of this chapter, confidential knowledge. Here he said, this is the chapter. What is the name of this chapter? Confidential knowledge. So till now, Krishna has been explaining what is confidential knowledge. So here he is giving abstract of this. Okay. So only sloka, which this is the only sloka, as I told, repeated twice in this. Man mana. What is the meaning of man mana? Always think of me. Krishna is telling how to do bhakti. He is explaining. We should always think about Krishna. Any activity we do, will this activity please Krishna? Will this activity displease Krishna? That means always think of me. And bhava mad bhakto, means become a devotee of Krishna. When can we think about Krishna? We can think about Krishna only when we admire him, only when we become a devotee, only when a mother always thinks about her child. Why? Because she loves the child so much. So that kind of a love we should develop on Krishna. Madhya Jivam means worship Krishna. He's telling always think about Krishna and always become a devotee of Krishna and worship Krishna. And then man namaskuru. Mam namaskuru, that means pay your obeisances to Krishna. By remembering him, what is it we have to do? We have to say, Namaskar, Krishna, my obeisances. I am your devotee. I am your servant. I am your servant. So I want to serve you. That is how consciousness we should have. Mame Vaishyati. That means if we are doing the above four, what are those above four? Always think about Krishna, becoming a devotee of Krishna, worshipping Krishna, and then paying obeisances to Krishna, one will definitely come back to me. Krishna is telling that you will come back to me. That's what Krishna is telling in this. As you have completely, why will we go back? Because we have dedicated our life to Krishna. So like the river Ganga, Bhakti clears all bhaktas, no partiality. So that means if we do all these four, automatically we will get clears. So that is what Krishna is telling. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, pay obeisances to me, and you will come back to me. Krishna is telling how we can go back to Krishna. And to summarize all this chapter, this is the last sloka of this chapter. To summarize this, so he is telling in this 26th sloka, where Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, he is telling offer, how to offer. That means Krishna has very clearly explained how we have to offer with love and devotion, and then only he shall accept. And in 27th sloka, he has explained no devotion also, whatever we do, if you do it as a routine also, he is ready to accept. Similarly, in the next one, the same thing he extended. And in 29th sloka, he said, he is equal to all generously, but more attached to the people who his devotees. And in 31st slokas, he is telling, if my devotees do mistakes, I excuse them as they continue to do, because later by mistake they must have done a mistake, but tomorrow they are going to continue doing the devotion. So he is going to excuse them. Okay. And do devotion. And he is very clear there that if the mistake is done accidentally, he is going to excuse. But if the mistake is done intentionally, he will not excuse. And then in 32nd sloka, he said, if sinful birth doesn't mean whatever birth we take, like whichever kind of birth we take, it just does not matter. Only devotion matters. And because of the devotion, Krishna will take us back. And he in 33rd sloka, Krishna said, whatever great birth you can take, also the same treatment will be given. So as far as Krishna is concerned, there is no difference between any living being. And in the last sloka, Krishna is very clearly telling, you become my devotees. So let us all put our heart and soul and then try to become Krishna's devotees by doing chanting and by offering whatever we eat, whatever we buy, whatever you have. Like you get first class and get some marks in the class, good marks. First thing what we should remember is Krishna. Krishna, thank you for getting, you get only 60 marks. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me 60 marks. You get 90 marks. Then also say thanks. With the same spirit, we should say. That way, always remember him. Then that means we are a devotee, and that is what is going to take us back to the lotus feet of Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today we have completed the most important chapter, the confidential knowledge. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay. Any doubts? Hare Krishna.
No, Mata.
No.